Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rect Capital and welcome back to the channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so I can't wait to celebrate this milestone with you. But let's dive into the video. Today's video is going to be about two things. Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin on the cusp of a huge move? And also, large cap altcoins, are they back? Because they were back for a while. Is this going to continue going forward? So let's dive into the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers sooner rather than later. Let's dive in and look at Bitcoin's price action. This is a chart I published early on in March that we needed to see a lower high form right over here. This was roughly what I was going to be looking at based on one data point really. We needed to see whether this was going to form a resistance because we knew we had this higher low where buyers were buying at a premium with each dip. Here we saw buyers buy at a certain price and this was a slightly higher price, and this is the higher low showcasing that buy the dip mentality in investors. So we needed to see if a lower high was going to form over here because this overall looks like a bull flag to me, but it wasn't very clear whether we'd see a lower high form exactly like this. And fast forward a few days and lo and behold, price has reached this lower high, guys, and it looks to me like this indeed is that lower high. We're already seeing a bit of rejection here early on today, but just based on one data point, we were able to extrapolate this lower high, and it does look like a bull flag at the moment. Let's see how price progresses, but the reaction from this lower high is very important because remember, the first time we reacted from this lower high to form it in the very first place, we saw a very strong rejection, and I'm just going to be watching for how price reacts at this resistance because ultimately this is the foundation of this video. The foundation of this video is going to be about this lower high and how Bitcoin reacts to it because we've been seeing a lot of altcoins rally together with Bitcoin. And we have to watch out for this lower high because that's going to dictate how the large cap altcoins will continue to perform going forward. And before we dive into those large cap altcoins, I forgot to mention reserve rights in yesterday's altcoin special video, so apologies for that. I'm going to quickly mention it here today. This is a chart I shared a few days ago on Twitter about RSR, that we were going to revisit this support region and then follow the blue pathway to revisit the old all-time highs. And going forward, we saw new all-time highs occur on RSR, but this was a rejection. And at the moment, we're back in this same green area that promoted that rally to new all-time highs. The buyback has been quite interesting over here, looking fine at the moment, but I'd still want to see this support hold going forward because that would enable a repeat of this blue path just to revisit these red highs. And should that indeed occur, then these red highs may struggle to reject price and we might actually see new all-time highs once again, and RSR could rally into price discovery. So really important that this region holds. So now that we've covered RSR, let's dive into the large cap altcoins. This was a tweet I posted a few days ago where Ethereum, ADA, Cardano, and altcoin market cap were showcasing the same macro multi-year U-shaped reversal, U-shaped formation, and they were all retesting the top of these formations. They were in the process of doing that, and it was very difficult for me to see how multi-year macro market structures are forming and for these retests to suddenly fail. It's like going through 99.9% of a race, of a marathon, and then quitting in the very last percentage point. It just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't make sense. It's not how you should do it, of course, but it also doesn't make sense in the context of this price action where we've seen these multi-year trends suddenly manifest themselves, and for price action just to quit on those trends, it just doesn't make sense. And since then, we've seen a lot of those retests indeed become successful. Ethereum has had a successful retest from the top of its macro multi-year market structure, this U-shaped reversal. Fantastic successful retest over here. And just like Bitcoin is forming a lower high, really important to watch out for a potential lower high here on Ethereum. one of those lower highs on Ethereum on the daily time frame has already been broken, which is very interesting because this lower high could very well be the trend decider. So it looks like the trend has been decided. Let's see if Ethereum can indeed follow through this blue pathway and successfully claim a previous resistance lower high into a new support lower high, to enable a bounce to revisit these old all-time highs and potentially challenge for a new all-time high altogether for Ethereum. And having said that, at the same time with altcoin market cap, you can see this U-shaped reversal turning old resistance into a new support, and we are really on the cusp of a historic moment because it's not just about breaking these 2017 highs like we've done already. It's not about retesting these highs because we've already successfully retested them. It's now about equaling the 2021 highs for altcoin market cap and breaking past that into price discovery for altcoin market cap going forward, because we really are on the cusp of revisiting these highs, and it's fantastic to see how successful these retests have been. ADA, of course, is in a similar position where you're having this macro U-shaped reversal, some pulling back, of course, but not really retesting these old all-time highs. Perhaps a little bit right over here, not picture perfect by any stretch, but it is still in the very same process as Ethereum and altcoin market cap, though lagging a little bit because the retests on altcoin market cap and Ethereum have seen continuation. ADA hasn't yet, but it is successfully testing this lower high right over here, this purple diagonal. So it should see some continuation, but it is lagging a bit. Let's see how Ethereum and altcoin market cap react to the lower high that Bitcoin is showcasing, because if ADA can't catch up with Ethereum and altcoin market cap before we see some sort of move from Bitcoin relative to its lower high, then ADA will just continue to lag. But speaking of large cap altcoins still, Dash has successfully retested the top of its macro parabolic accumulation range right over here. It broke out here, pulled back here, successful retest here, and now it might be setting itself up for continuation going forward. And Litecoin as well. This was a chart we covered a few days ago here on the YouTube channel. It was in this wedging market structure, and since then it has broken out here. Of course, a shaky retest, but nonetheless, nice breakout. Holding $195 as a support should enable price to be able to operate inside this region right over here, with the top of that region being 218. So let's see how we see this price trend confirmation right over here from Litecoin. A lot depends on Bitcoin at this time. But basically speaking about Litecoin, we saw a massive crash, 39% correction in Litecoin's price action, but in terms of its bull market corrections, 39%, 32%, and 39%, those are typically normal bull market corrections for Litecoin. You can see this in the past few corrections. So a few days ago, or at least late February, time flies. It felt like it was yesterday, but when I shared this chart on Twitter, I spoke about this crash, 39%, and how this was very similar to those previous bull market corrections in Litecoin. And since then, of course, Litecoin has nicely recovered. But the main thing to bear in mind is that Litecoin, Ethereum, altcoin market cap, Bitcoin even, they are now on the cusp of forming some sort of lower high, and we really need to watch out for how this lower high will continue to impact the entire market, because this lower high is pretty much integral. This one right over here, really important dictator of sentiment for the whole crypto market, really, because if Bitcoin breaks out from here, we're going to see continuation in large cap altcoins. It's going to be great. We're going to see new all-time highs for Bitcoin. But if we do see rejection here, then we're going to see very similar lower highs form on large cap altcoins, and we're going to see further meandering within this bull flag formation. So Bitcoin is on the cusp of a huge move. But which way will that move occur? So it's important to watch out for a daily candle close above here, just to confirm a breakout, because that would really set price up for a nice continuation and a nice breakout into new all-time highs. Really important to watch out for that confirmation, but at the moment we are below resistance, and this resistance will dictate the pace and the sentiment for large cap altcoins as well. So Bitcoin is on a cusp of a huge move. Are large cap altcoins back? Time will tell. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm Rekt Capital. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course like the video if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.